Amigos, el día de hoy vamos a hablar de Corum, una gran marca, una marca con historia, con piezas, con relojería, con alta relojería suiza, y me da mucho gusto saludarles. Boon Chong Soon, quien es que lleva la mente de ventas y mercadotecnia de Corum a nivel mundial. ¿Cómo estás, Boon? Me da mucho gusto saludarte.
Hello, Guillermo. I'm so sorry for the delay. I do not know what happened, technology. I'm very well. How are you?
Very well, thank you. We're in Mexico City. We have all the operation for Watches World Print and digital, all the digital platform in Mexico City. Where are you?
Yep. Well, I'm still in Switzerland. Yeah, with the situation, and yeah, I'm now at home. You can see it's a beautiful day in Switzerland, but we are at home. Yeah, and I'm enjoying myself also a little bit to spend some time with the family. And also to be very proud, to be very happy to be part of this Instagram Live.
Yeah, we see each other in Mexico, where I learned that the risk is the reward. So it was a very good risk meeting you, and we have the reward to be present at that time. But now, well, I would like to thank you for this interview. How's Corum doing nowadays?
As we all know, I mean, right now, Quorum, together with all the other industries in Switzerland, we are starting to restart. Also, after almost 2 months of shutdown, due to the pandemic. But then we have also, but even though the office was closed, we have been working internally also to really start our planning. Also, not just for this year, but also for next year and the years to come. That we are very excited internally with the internal team, because I think, Guillermo, as you have seen also in February when we talk about the rebranding of Corum, we are now really going full-fledged into this project. To make sure that when the situation gets better, Corum is going to be back. Corum is really going to show what a brand we are, what a brand we are, and how strong we are.
I'm sure you're going to do that, and all the Mexican followers and all the followers of Watches World Magazine in Instagram. I assure you, Corum has great surprises for you. I've seen some prototypes, so just wait some months and you will see it. Today, we have a very special piece. Please, Boom, don't show it right now. Let's wait a little bit. But first, Boom, there's a rich history behind Corum.
So this is our founder, Mr. René Banvat, created the company. He was also he was already working in the watch industry for many years. He was actually one of the first to create a creative department, the R&D department in a couple of different in a couple of other watch brands. And he decided that he wanted to really build up his own brand. So he decided to work with his uncle to construct this brand called Corum in 1955. And since then also he has built an amazing history.
Well, he was a visionary, and he always liked all these the watch industry as itself. So it is something that we have to say. But how about this? I think this watch shows a lot about the invention and the creativity.
This is the first golden bridge that was launched in 1980, and when this watch was launched, it was the first time where you actually show the movement as the heart of the watch. I mean, everybody knows that without a movement, the watch can't function. But but in the past, it was always hiding behind a dial with the design and so on. But for the first time, you put the movement right in front. Because without a heart, you can't survive. Without the movement, the watch is nothing. And we decided that in 1980, together with Mr. Vincent Calabres, this watch was going to be the highlight. This watch was going to show what watchmaking is about. In the past, was always about artisanal and what everybody puts their heart and soul into it.
We can go in the back and then go in the future. But how about this watch? Everybody talk about this watch.
The coin watch, which was born in 1964. Where we actually take a genuine US $20 gold coin and you slice it into two, and then you put the ultra flat movement in between, and you case it up. yeah, this was also the invention of time is money. And this watch have been worn by presidents, have been worn by visionaries, even Andy Warhol. Yeah, and we have done it not just in the US $20 gold coin, but we have done it with gold coins or silver coins of many different countries as well.
So time is money. It was clear in that piece, and
Yes.
icons for brands are really a treasure, and this is a treasure for Corum. And let me show you from the money, from the bridges and the richness of that. We went to the sea with Corum, with a piece that looked like this.
Yep, the Emeralds, or at this moment in time when we first launched the piece, it was called the Emeralds Cup. Again, because Mr. Rene Banvat was a very keen sailor. So he decided to also really come up with a piece where actually the first piece of the Emeralds Cup was actually square shaped. Then that was launched in 1960, and in 1980, around 1980 to 1982, he decided to modernize it a little bit, and by also putting the nautical pennants. If you look at on the dial itself, the nautical pennants represents also the hour markers when you are sailing. The Emeralds collection is 60 years old this year. Yeah, it still remains an icon. From 50 meters away, you see immediately with the shape of the case, with the dial, you know it's a Corum.
And we can see how the DNA and the history has been preserved, but launching into the rocket sky of the future, and it's really what are you doing today? Not a lot of people live this way, even though we have the watch, and maybe they have some icons that they don't have the meaning yet, and we have a key in the Corum logo. And I think we can talk a little bit about it. It's a very particular logo and a key, and it forms part of the treasure of the patrimony of Corum. How about some words about this key?
If we start looking into the history of Corum, 3 persons who founded Corum. So when they decided to start the company as well, then they had to find a name. So they went to the Latin word, Latin dictionary, and they came up with this word called Quorum, Quorum. And then it actually means that when people get together, or when three or more people get together and they find a consensus, they can actually find a quorum, which is a unanimous decision. And then it becomes also a key to success, a key to open the door. And that is why also Corum is very linked to the number 3. When you have 3 alphabets out of 5 to make the decision, that means you can unlock the key. And even with the key itself, you see at the bottom of the key is actually 3 different petals representing also the heart and soul of Corum. Also on the founding principles, which is courage, which is distinction, and the most important is creativity.
I want to talk about the future of Corum. Now we review all the history. I think we have to answer this because there's a lot of fans of the brand, a lot of people that have bubbles. Can you mention something about the bubble watch?
Actually, when Mr. Severin Wunderman bought over the company in the year 1999 to the year 2000, he knew that it was either we change or we revolutionize and really do something different and not be a typical Swiss watch brand. And so he came up with the bubble watch, the idea of the bubble watch, which is a dome shape that acts like a magnifying glass and reflects the dial. And he was playing with a lot of different ideas, including also the skull, because we were actually the first brand to use the skull on the watch. That was with the bubble watch in the year 2000. Traditional Swiss watchmaking is traditional. They needed somebody to come in and really shake things up a little bit. It can also be beautiful. It can be crazy, modern, and so on. How many brands are able to have such iconic collections within the brand itself? To me, I try to be young at heart sometimes, and when I wear a bubble watch, it makes me feel that, I'm young again. It's a fashionable watch, but yet there is also the watchmaking techniques within it.
I think it's clear for everybody that that this watch is something really creative, as you say.
Again, many 20 years after, even though there was a period of time where the bubble was stopped in terms of production, yeah, people were still asking and asking and asking. And again, if you look at that, it's like you go, wow, it's such an amazing history in a sense.
Well, that's the story of the bubble, and if you see a bubble, buy it, because we don't know if it's
Yes.
no bubble in the world. So also the golden
Yes.
bridge, also the coin. Well, those happen with the icons, and you have a very specific thinking about this and a new slogan: risk is the reward. How about if you
Yes.
talk about a little bit about this, and I'll show you this watch that is really, really nice, shows the future, and shows how the high watchmaking is in Quorum.
Oh yeah, this is the Corum Lab 01 in Damascus steel. Yeah, with a specially developed movement, a tonal shape movement. We developed the movement, then we developed the case, and not the other way around. Usually is we look at how we want the watch to look like before we go inside. That again, what is the watch about? The heart and soul of the watch is the movement. So we developed the movement first before we went into the case. Yeah. So using a futuristic material, Damascus steel, based on traditional artisanal workmanship, the fusion of the two, together we created this watch. We have always been the first in the industry to do it. Yeah, whether is it the Emerald's Cup, which is the first sports-related watch, the Golden Bridge, the first watch that is putting the movement as a showcase. The company also, we were looking at how the company is going to evolve in the years to come. And so we said, yeah, the year 2020 is actually the 65 years of anniversary of Quorum. We were joking a little bit internally because we said 65 years is the retirement age in Switzerland. After you retire, you start your second life, because that's where you start to enjoy all the hard work that you have done over the last 65 years, and you start to enjoy your second life to be really, really doing things that you love in that sense. So we said, for the 65 years of Quorum, we have to change, we have to evolve. And how do we evolve? So we decided to embark on this rebranding exercise, this Quorum rebranding, or we call Quorum 2.0. Yeah.
Okay.
That we looked at all the different aspects and everything, and we realized there is one word, yeah, that actually best represents what Quorum is all about, and the word is avant-garde. First, we came up with this Quorum Lab 01 timepiece that you just showed, and the Lab collection is really again a symbol of Quorum, because it's where we can let our creativity flow. Yeah, go back to the history of Quorum of being different, of being avant-garde, and moving forward, we continue the avant-garde. Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you how it looks a little bit of the risk is the reward. This is the new sense of this new era. Boom. I think
yes.
It speaks for itself.
So even when we talk about this, for example, it's related to the Emerald 45mm open work. Yeah, it's a beautiful watch, it's an open work movement and so on. Yes, but it's also a different way, a different interpretation. And right now, we are doing it from the inside out.
I had the honor to have this piece in my hand, and I think it's one. It speaks of this new era very, very good. Look at this one.
Personally, when we were starting to develop this watch, I was like, wow, we developed a movement first. And then the case with the Damascus steel case, in fact, almost every watch is unique by itself, because there is no possibility to get the exact same design on each of the different case.
Always believe that an image speaks more than 1,000 words. This really, when I saw this, I saw creativity of course of the art, but also I see the watch perfectly here. Look at this.
Oh yeah, the Golden Bridge together with the top view of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Why did we come up with this slogan, risk is the reward? Because also we were thinking, how do we best describe? We have avant-garde, which is the logo of Quorum, but that is the vision. How do we translate it into a message? If you want to be a leader, you have to take risks. Yeah, and for us, Quorum, We do not want to be a follower. Yes, to be a follower, you will be always stuck at the same place where you are. But before we launch anything, also, we always make sure that we speak to our partners as well to also say, hey, okay, this is Quorum. This is what we want to do. What do you feel? And so on and so forth. Yeah, we have to listen to the markets, but we have to also form our own opinion.
And we see the material. Maybe this marketing material, I choose it because it's really nice the way it shows. But let's look at the next image. I think this symbolizes the high watchmaking. It's just incredible. Let me see if I
oh yeah,
look at that. That is actually a product that you're producing right now.
This is just now we saw the first golden bridge that was produced, that was launched in 1980, and this is the evolution of the golden bridge that we still have today. And if you look at it, that a straight inline baguette movement. So it looks simple, yeah, because it's just everything is just in one line instead of the traditional movement which is round. We had to simplify it. But to simplify it into one inline baguette movement, it actually becomes a lot more complicated. This engraving is actually the 3 ferns that were found in La Chaux-de-Fonds since the early 1900s.
And what a movement! I mean, all in line. And imagine everybody who knows about watches or who doesn't know about watches. Imagine the energy going from point A to point B, transmitting from there and moving the hands. It's just incredible.
The golden bridge for us is always about inline baguette movement, and everything is always based on this concept, and which will not change.
You have very good treasures in the watchmaking industry, and the bridge is one of them. Okay, let's change our mind. Let's look at this watch. It has the same spirit, but with the feature.
This is the Emerald 45mm open work that we launched last year. We have both in the automatic version and the tourbillon version as well. And one very interesting thing, Guillermo, if you look at the 9 o'clock position, you look at it and it's actually a 3 minutes counter. Usually on a watch, it's usually a 1 minute counter or a 5 minutes counter. I don't think there are really any brands that are doing a 3 minutes counter, representing also the 3 founding principles of the brand. No, I mean this watch was launched in 2019, and again the success that we had with this watch, I will say it was amazing. It was amazing because we were not expecting also such a success.
It's a very nice watch. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to show it to the world.
I mean, this is actually just a little teaser for the future, because also when we talk about the rebranding, it's no good to just talk about the branding or the marketing aspects of it, but the products actually have to match what we say. Because today, what are we looking for in a watch? It's not just about how nice the dial looks. Yeah, it's not just about the aesthetics, but also in all the different details.
And we promised at the beginning of the this dialogue, of this time together, that you were going to show a very nice piece. You promised us. Are you ready? Can we show it?
This watch that I'm going to show is actually a watch that was specially created for Mexico. And for us, Quorum has always been a very big fan of Mexico. And we came up with this watch, the Golden Eagle, of Mexico, which is in the flag, the national animal of Mexico. The eagle is a symbol. It's a symbol also of the country, how you all have evolved. I love the country, and I believe also that with this eagle, which is such an amazing, the king animal that is flying in the sky. This again, a beautiful watch that we have developed specially just for the Mexican market, that will also be launched this year.
How many pieces, Boom?
This particular model will be limited edition to 31 pieces. Why do we choose 31? Because 31 is a number of states in Mexico, and then it will be available in the Mexican markets from September onwards. For us also, we really feel a lot also for the Mexican markets, because we believe we believe also that the Mexican market, when we look, I wouldn't say it's not just in terms of business, because after business, there is still the friendship that we have made also with the different clients, with the different partners, with the media in the Mexican market, is something that is going to be long lasting. And for us also, a watch is supposed to be long lasting. It's supposed to follow you.
How many years from the idea to reality of this Mexican piece?
This one, it took us almost 1 year. We didn't manage to produce it earlier because just getting the correct eagle, just getting the correct engraving on the eagle took us almost at least 6 to 7 times with the supplier to get engraving correct.
And Boom, thank you for you to have us. It's always nice. You have a lot of friends in Mexico, and next time I'm sure we will have some watches, some food, and maybe a little bit of tequila because we're not trying.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Guillermo.
Thank you, Boom.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.